Spoilercast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them because it's a spoilercast. And with me, as always, is my sister and trusty co-host Rebecca. Hello, today we're dialing it down a little bit. We've been doing a lot of
heavy and dark stuff.
A lot of heavy and dark stuff, both here in the free episode and on the Patreon episodes. It's been a lot of horror movies, thrillers,
long, almost black and white stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We did.
Trying to cut it very long and almost black and white.
Yes. So today it was Rebecca's choice, and she chose to liven it up a little bit, which it was good. We're talking about the 2002 Disney classic. I mean, they call all their movies classics. I don't know.
This is the classic.
Yeah, the 2002 Disney classic Lilo and Stitch. And I never watched this one. It was kind of in the period where I was 12, 13 when this came out. So I was like, nah, I'm over Disney basically.
Yeah, this was slightly over your age.
Yeah,
I guess.
So I was like, no, I'm not watching Disney anymore. And
especially
then,
not when it's not a girl that's like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I came back to Disney. I guess no, not really. I came back to Pixar. I never really stopped watching Pixar because Pixar is good. But anyway, so this one I never saw when it was new.
But you've seen it now.
I've seen it now.
What did you think of it?
Well, I thought it was pretty good.
Right? It's lighthearted entertainment.
It's definitely not made for grown-ups. It's not one of those, both kids and adults will love it. It's a kids movie.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in there where it's like, I get it. And definitely some like I don't know, some stuff with the aliens felt like it was meant to be maybe aimed towards the adults a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, I think small details were just that, maybe the adults will get it and it's just a bit funny. Like Planet 51.
Yeah, Area 51, yeah.
Yeah. But we're Planet 51 in their records.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Other than that, I don't want to... I'm just gonna crap on... not crap on it, but I mean, it's like, characters, especially Stitch, wasn't really that developed as a character. I guess that's not really the point. He's more of a, I guess, a storytelling tool. But now he kind of becomes a character towards the end. And then the third act is like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're just, okay, everyone's happy now. Oh, and the CIA was there, and now they're all gonna rebuild the house. It's all fine, and there's no no one's worrying that there was a spaceship dogfight over Hawaii. No one's reacting to this. These aliens are just living on Earth now. Hello.
It's Hawaii. It's so small and secluded. No one's gonna notice.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was kind of the idea, but oh well.
I don't know. Yeah. So I still enjoyed it. I laughed a couple of times, and it tugged at my heartstrings towards the end.
Yeah.
But you've watched this. This is one of your favorites.
Yes.
So what?
I grew up with it. It's
okay.
It shows you that you can be different and still be a good person and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Lilo is strange.
Classic Disney stuff.
Yeah. But like even worse, almost, because Lilo is very strange.
Very strange. Strange to the like point where I was like, she's annoying.
Yeah,
she was annoying.
She is annoying.
And Stitch too, like, because he like fakes being her friend up until like, the third act.
Yeah.
Or I guess like the middle of the end of the second act, where he actually like, oh no, wait, I like these people. So he's just obnoxious and ruins everything. And
That's how he's programmed.
yeah, yeah, I know, he's made to destroy stuff. But I was just like, ugh. I guess kids would find it funny when he was like, ripping up the sofa cushions and
Of course.
stealing people's food. I was just annoyed by it mostly.
You're a bit too old for it. I
I'm a
think
bit
that's
too
the
old for
problem.
it. Yeah. But I did like, maybe that's just because I haven't watched Disney movies in a long time. I liked the animation, the quality of the animation,
Yeah.
and the style. I don't know. Everyone's kind of chubby or like round, at least the faces, which is kind of
Yeah.
weird. But I guess
And
it's
they
a
all look very, very similar.
yeah. I guess it's an aesthetic.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But I did like the animation. Like it feels like, especially since it's like hand drawn to the animation, like actual like pen on paper stuff, and you don't really see that much nowadays. So that was fun to
No.
watch. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that properly in a long time. Um, so that was a nice like I don't want to say retro feeling, but it almost is at this point.
It almost is.
I
I
mean,
mean,
this
they
this
used
movie
like
is 18 years old at this point.
yeah. And I mean, it is like you said, it's hand drawn, but computer colored. But they also
Okay.
used like watercolor painted backgrounds, which
Oh,
they don't
okay.
use often anymore, or haven't
Oh
been
yeah, well
used.
yeah. You can definitely.
Was it like I think Dumbo was the last movie to use that
Oh
before
really?
this one. Yeah,
But you can really tell that in animated movies. Like you can definitely tell what's a background and what's going to be moved because
yeah,
there's so much more detail painted into the backgrounds. Which I
yeah,
think they should think more about that because, like, if you see like I don't know a closet that's just in the background, but one door is like a completely different color because you're like they're gonna open that door.
yeah. You can see, it's like it's a sticker on a
Yeah,
painting almost.
yeah. So that stuck out, but that always sticks out, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me a little bit what you like about the movie. And now rewatching it, do you still love it as much?
I yeah. I do realize that Lilo is annoying and Stitch is just stupid, basically. Well, no, Stitch is annoying and Lilo is kind of gullible and stupid. But also, I think she's supposed to be like 4 or 5 years old, so
Yeah.
you can't really blame her.
No, no.
But I mean, it's weird that no one reacted to the fact that this dog that they thought was dead
Yeah.
is first of all blue, had more legs when he came in, and now has less. Had things sticking out of his head and back, and just disappeared. It's like, come on. First of all, why would you put a dead dog in the kennel? Like,
Yeah, I don't
are you
know.
feeding the other dogs with him?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that makes sense. Why would you? Why would you put a
Like,
dead? Why didn't you bring the dead dog to a veterinarian so they can like
yeah,
burn it or something?
and it's blue.
It's blue, yeah.
What
But
kind of dog is blue?
those blue dogs.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, it
know.
was a collie before it was run over.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but I still like it because it's the like reality of the sisterhood between Nani and Lilo is
Mm.
really endearing almost.
Yeah, I like that part.
They had great chemistry. Um and it's just so sweet finding your family and finding hope even though everything seems hopeless, and just honestly I like the vibe of Hawaii in general, so it just gives
Yeah.
me tropical amazing vibes when they're surfing and all that
Yes,
stuff.
especially
Oh,
the surfing. This I
yeah.
something about
And the
surfing.
music is awesome.
Yes, and it's made by Alan Silvestri, which I
Yeah,
like, cause he did the score for the Back to the Future movies, among
right.
others. He's done some music for Marvel as well, but we don't need to talk about that. No, so yeah, that those were the things I really liked, like that I don't know, montage or whatever you want to call it when they're surfing.
Yeah.
That gave me Surfs Up vibes, and that's an animated movie I really like. That's a CGI movie, but still.
Yeah.
Um, I wish there was more stuff with that. Not like Hawaii culture per se. I mean, because I was a
They
little worried.
inserted that here and there
Oh yeah, sure.
with the Peaky Luau and
Yeah, I
Um,
was worried it was gonna be because you have that on Disney Plus. We both watched this on Disney Plus, by the way.
yeah,
And they have that. I don't know. Have you seen their like warning sign in front of some older shows and movies that, this video or this movie portrays like racist and prejudiced beliefs against whatever, and it was wrong
right.
then and it's wrong now. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen. I've heard about them starting to use those kind of warnings instead of like deleting movies.
Yeah, which I think I,
Um,
I, I think that's the right way to go.
yeah,
Instead of like with the Dr. Seuss books,
you
um,
can't just
you,
delete
yeah,
history.
you
It's
can't
still
just delete it because if you just delete it, at some point, like someone's gonna say something racist or bigoted or whatever, and kids of the future is gonna be like, what does that mean? And
yeah,
they're not gonna know how to react. Instead, you have a message in the beginning saying that this is kind of iffy on the racial stuff, but it's a teachable moment. So, I
watch it with your kid and tell them that that thing is not okay anymore.
yeah. Even
We've
though
learned.
even though I mean I only watched like a couple of episodes, but I watched the Muppets or the Muppet Show, the old
Yeah,
one, the Muppet Show.
yeah.
And they have that before that, and well, the episodes I watched didn't really have any in it, so, but they just warned you before every episode. So I was like, okay. But I watched a Donald Duck like short, one of those Merry Melodies or whatever they're called.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it was the same thing there. And I don't know. I guess there was like child abuse because he was throwing golf clubs at the what are they called? Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's in. I know it in Swedish.
Yeah, yeah. Swedish is
Schaffe,
better.
natten, schaffe.
That's better. Yeah.
Makes no sense in English though to
Yeah.
me.
Anyway, I was because I hadn't seen the movie and it's from 2002. I was like, oh, what if they like start stereotyping Hawaiian people? But they really didn't.
No, not really.
No,
I've never heard of anyone being
offended.
offended by
No,
this one. Actually,
no,
I
me
think
neither. But
they
I don't
did a
get offended.
pretty
So.
good job in portraying it respectfully,
Yeah, yeah,
while still having some of the actual Hawaiian trademarks almost.
yeah, yeah. And I guess that is like something that they if they made the movie now, it would be a lot more about like Hawaiian culture.
Yes,
Here it's a,
that
it's
would.
it's just a story set in Hawaii.
Yeah, so they just make sure that the characters have Hawaiian names, and
Yeah.
the street signs have turtles on it to warn people instead of like deer,
Yeah, exactly.
because
So I like
turtles
that part.
walk over roads.
And I like that there was like there was very very early in the movie, like almost in the beginning when they get to Hawaii,
Yeah,
there is a slight hint at like the natives like looking at tourists as something like outsiders because you have
yeah.
Lilo has like she collects pictures of fat people.
Yes.
It's just, they're beautiful. That was funny because you see her take a picture early in the movie and then she just puts it up on the wall and there's like dozens of pictures of fat people in bathing suits.
Fat white people
Yes, fat white
specifically.
people with like
Yes.
sunburns.
She was weird, very weird.
That
Like,
was funny.
yeah.
Oh, and like, look at them. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I spotted another one.
He does come back in the movie. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's a running gag, and it is pretty funny. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but other than that, I know, like I said, I'm like, I thought it was fine. I can see. I mean, it never really, or maybe I'm just misremembering, but it feels like it never really became a super hit. I mean, it
No,
kind of
not
had to because there's a bunch of other Lilo and Stitch stuff.
yeah. There's the sequels and there's like a TV show sort of.
Yeah, there's a Lilo and Stitch 2. I looked this up, at least on Disney Plus. There's a Lilo and Stitch
Mhm.
2. There's a Stitch the movie, and then there's
Yeah,
a
and there's the Lilo. No,
Leroy and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember a friend of mine actually had the video game, which was called, I think it was just called Experiment 626 or Stitch Experiment 626, which doesn't even take place in Hawaii. It's just up in the space station, and you
Okay.
like run around and shoot people as Stitch.
Okay. That's a bit odd.
Yeah.
It is weird though that this movie wasn't more or isn't more of like a staple in people's minds because it was nominated for an Academy Award
Oh, okay.
for Best Animation.
Well, it's Disney, so if they put out
Yeah,
a
well,
movie, they usually get nominated because the animation was good. So did
yeah.
it?
They lost to Spirited Away.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Have you seen Spirit Away?
I have, but it's been a while.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember that's a very good movie.
Yes,
Um, oh, so do you have the trivia page up or whatever?
I do.
Who does the voice for Lilo?
Oh, it's Dave Chase.
Never heard of her.
She is she plays Samara in The Ring, the American version. She is
Oh
voicing
my God, it's her!
Chishiro in Spirited Away, and she's Samantha Darko in Donnie Darko.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she is a big time,
But
more or less.
does she still do stuff? I guess she
Not
would like
sort of.
be in college. Because sometimes,
She
like
did.
with kid stars, you see them like disappear, and they're like, oh, of course, they went to school. They couldn't work anymore
Yeah, I mean, she did do a lot of stuff.
when she was younger.
But yeah, during the early 2000s. Then no, she continued more or less continuously until 2018. Um, smaller titles though.
Sure.
Like I haven't heard of most of them at all.
See if I can.
But she did keep on with the like Lilo and Stitch stuff, and she,
Oh, sure. So
uh,
she does the voice in the other ones.
yeah.
Okay. Um.
But like I've never heard of Little Red Wagon or Transference. Transference? I'm not even sure how
Oh,
you say that.
vänta, let me look that up.
Let me.
Let
So
me.
I'm thinking she didn't do too much. Now she's probably around the age where she should be studying or because she's
Yeah, because she's born in 1990, so in
yeah
2018, when you said she stopped, basically stopped, that's when she probably went to college.
yeah so she's probably studying.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knows? Maybe she'll come back to it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, sure.
She's pretty good in what. Just looking at what she's done and what I know she's done now, I never had any problems with her acting.
Transference.
I'm not sure which that one is though.
No, it's not what I thought it was. But it has Thomas Dekker.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, and I was gonna, that's what I want to talk about. Because it's hard. Like if you watch a movie or a TV show and there's a kid in it, they usually suck. I mean, if it's young,
yeah,
like a 5, 6 year old, like
yeah,
when they're towards like 10, 12, they can start acting. But like before that, they because your emotions aren't fully developed in reality, so it's gonna be hard to like play a
yeah.
character then. Um,
Specifically, if you have to like emit certain emotions very much
yes,
or like
yeah,
very visually, like sure you can be a happy kid in the background, that's no problem. But when you have to like act like your parent died, well, that's gonna
yeah,
be
it's
difficult.
gonna be hard. So, and I noticed that in this one, but it's probably more in most like animated movies. Uh, she played or voiced Lilo very well. She was
Yes.
completely believable. So I was like trying to figure out, like, is this like an older kid? And I guess she's technically a little old. She was like 12 or 11. But I mean
Yeah.
that's still pretty young. Um,
But
so
the voicing is great.
yeah, the
When she
voicing was
laid down on the
great.
floor and just leave me to
Yeah.
die. Like who what kid would say that in that way?
Yeah. So I like that part, and that's also a thing I like, especially with animated movies, where you have stars like big stars doing voices. I always feel like they have more like room to act when they're not physically doing it. I don't know.
Yes.
Actors would probably say the opposite because they want to be physical with the roles. But like, I think I've talked about this before. But one of my favorite Matthew McConaughey performances, I mean, I've only seen clips. I haven't seen the whole thing, but still, is in Sing, where he's like the
The koala.
coach or something. I don't remember. He's some sort of like judge or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much. There's so much. There's so much like energy and emotion in his voice, and just those few clips I watched, I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's the koala who wants to do the competition.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. They have more of a an artistic freedom. You don't have to think about what you look like and how the acting fits to you as a person, but only to this character, no matter what you look like or who you are.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, you can instead of being yourself or a guy in a mask or whatever, you can literally play anything. Like,
Yeah,
how would I act if I was a koala? You know, that adds to it.
exactly. Yeah.
So, and since I don't really watch a lot of animated movies, I just thought a lot of that while watching this. Like, Mr. Bubbles is Ving Rhames.
Yes.
And it's like the best performance I've ever seen him give. It's kind of one note in the beginning, but because he's just playing Ving Rhames. But then it becomes a character towards the end. Once
also
again,
trying to hide
the
who
last
he
10
is,
minutes.
So, yeah.
I wish there were more, but the movie's very short. I mean, it's. I think it's like
Yeah.
an hour 18 or something.
An hour 25 with subtitles.
With credits, yeah.
Credits.
Yeah, so it's like an hour 18 without the credits, which is very short.
It is very short.
Yeah. So I wish there were more stuff with like not the government, but Mr. Bubbles, you know, was like, because in the beginning you're like, why are you a social worker? You don't look like a social worker.
No.
Just
Just like Lilo says.
Sure,
Have
sure.
you killed anyone?
But there should be more hints towards that, and like why because he's literally there because of the aliens. So he like on the day or the day after he manages to like infiltrate the social worker office or whatever. It's all a little quick. I wish we had more stuff with him. Like, I don't know, you see him in the streets, like talking in a walkie-talkie, something, you know, just to add to the whole, just to see that the intergalactic invasion that's going on actually has an impact. Yeah, and that they're trying to hide it. I wish there were more stuff with that.
Just like you see the aliens, the two aliens, Jumba and Fleekly.
Jumba, yeah, something, yeah.
You see them in the background trying to like keep an eye on Stitch and trying to lure him away.
Yeah.
You should have just seen Bubbles sitting at somewhere else. You see him like in one scene, I think.
Yeah, he's there. He's there here and there, but you know that's mostly because he's keeping an eye on. Lilo.
It should have been more like obvious that he's looking at the aliens as well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't know Tia Carrere did Nani. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then but that's also because the last act is very short. But it's all wrapped up so quickly. Like when the what's her name? The big councilwoman, as they call her, the main alien leader lady.
Yeah, Grand Councilwoman.
Yeah, like she's just like, oh, this beast has to come back with us. No, please, I want to stay here. I exile you on Earth. Like, solved. It's a little too quick, but I mean, once again, it is a kids' movie, so
they could have fleshed it out a little bit.
A little bit.
Because even kids probably be like, oh, so I can just show a paper that I own something and it's mine?
Yeah.
Nah, not really. Not all the time. Especially not when you paid $2 for a blue dog. I'm not sure they'll agree with that.
Yeah, what's that? $2 to adopt a dog? And you just walk in and get one? Have you tried adopting a dog in Sweden?
Yeah.
First of all, it'll cost you at least $500. At least. And they won't even look at your money unless you like send in a request where you talk about your living situation. You gotta have like two two other people who will vouch for you, and it's just insane.
I think they even come and like look at your living place if you get further on.
Oh yeah, if they accept your paper.
Yeah, then they start looking at your place and they will more or less choose a dog for you.
Yes, you don't get to pick one. You can say, I would really like that one, and they're like, maybe.
I would like
Maybe.
something along those
Yeah.
races, and they'll be like, well, your living situation fits more toward a like pug instead of a Great Dane, so you can't have a Great Dane. You have to have
Yeah,
a pug.
sure. I mean, that I get it, but it's like, and it's probably a little simplified in the movie.
Obviously,
But
but still, it feels like in America. I'm not sure how it works there, but they can more or less just like rescue animals.
yeah, yeah.
Like really? Here you have to sign papers and like even buying an animal. You, I bought 2 cats. Do you know how much paperwork that was?
Yeah, and you bought them. You didn't rescue them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought them from a licensed breeder. Oh, you have to. They have to be licensed. You have to look up where they got their pets from and all that stuff. You can't just willy nilly do whatever you want. I had to sign papers that we neuter them, otherwise I had to pay extra
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's more than just, I want a cat. Well, a few years ago, a while ago, years ago, you could actually buy cats and dogs off like the Swedish site Blocket. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
it's
how you
like it's
pronounce that.
sort of like eBay.
Yeah, sort of. For like $10, but
Yeah.
that's legal now.
I mean, you still can get animals like that. But it's technically illegal.
Technically, yes.
So they're not gonna like look for you. But
You can
if they would,
never like change your mind if something happens.
yeah. Because I don't want to. I'm not gonna out anyone, of course. But I know acquaintances who's just oh, we're just helping to take care of this dog, and then like, oh, we get to keep it. It's like, oh, okay. What about the insurances and stuff?
Yeah.
But maybe you could probably like get ownership of a dog, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sure, you can sign them over, but still, there's paperwork to be
yeah,
done.
no. Anyway.
Anyway,
Getting
yeah,
off
we
the
got
track.
caught up in that.
Yeah, but that was because I was literally like, what? $2 just walk in and pick one? Well, I don't want to do that.
Go to Hawaii, maybe you can do it there.
Maybe, yeah. I want to go to Hawaii either way.
Yeah, me too. Someday.
Yeah.
First of all, we'll wait for the pandemic to end, then we'll see.
Well, sure, yeah.
Ugh.
Well,
Well, yeah, this is a short movie. There's not a lot to say about it. It's just wholesome and sweet, and I just wanted you to see it, to be honest,
okay.
because I can't believe you never saw it as a kid.
Yeah. Well, it was. I'm trying. 2002.
Even though you were like 12-ish or something. Wait, how old are you?
Well, yeah, it was this. If it's like this, it was June or July 2002, so I was 12. I didn't turn 13 yet, because I turned 13 that December.
Right.
Because I was born in '89, but December.
Yeah.
So I'm basically born in 1990.
Basically.
And I'm born like 12 or 13 days from 1990. So.
Sort of, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Monsters Inc. came out the same year.
That is
2002,
possible.
right? And I know I didn't watch that either. I did watch that one much sooner than I
That's
did this.
2001, actually.
2001, okay. I got watched that a few years later, but I never got around watching this one. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, anything else?
I think we're gonna make this one a short episode, right?
I don't know. This is a little short. It's just 30 minutes so far.
Well, when I mentioned that I wanted to do this movie, you mentioned another movie that you felt was somewhat similar, or you thought would be somewhat similar. Oh my god, what's it called in English? The Iron Giant.
All right, yeah.
Did you see any similarities now that you actually watched Lilo and Stitch?
Sure.
Except for
I mean, yeah, that's the
alien
obvious. It's an
as a
alien,
kid.
and a kid who befriends the alien.
It's
Uh,
been ages since I watched the Iron Giant, though, so I
yeah,
can't
me
remember
too. So
details.
I was gonna mention that before. Like, oh, they developed the G-Man in that movie a lot more, but I don't even know if they do because I haven't seen it in so long. The G-Man being the government man, like Bubbles.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's called in Iron Giant. Um,
Uh, yeah, no, I don't remember.
but that one feels like it is more.
It has a darker theme
Yeah,
to it
darker
somehow.
tone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that now I'm just bad mouthing Lilo Stitch. I think that works more like it's like on a thematic level it works better because it's set in the 50s. And it's about a giant robot from space, so kind of reminiscent of sci-fi movies from that time.
Yeah.
And it also works in the Cold War, like the Red Scare more because they think it's a robot from Russia, so the military becomes
Right.
involved, and it's about reaching across boundaries and shaking hands.
It has more of an adult
Uh,
adapted
yeah,
theme.
a theme, yeah. When did that come out? That's also like 2000,
1999.
99. Okay.
Did you know Vin Diesel did the voice for the Iron
Yes,
Giant?
yes, I
I
know.
did not.
I found that out a few years ago, and I was like, hell yeah. um,
And Jennifer Aniston is that she plays the mom. Well, she voices the
oh,
mom, I think.
well, now I have to watch it again.
Annie Hughes, I think that's the mom.
I think so, yeah, because the kid is Hogarth.
Yeah. Horrible name. Who names their kid Hogarth?
And
That
Harry.
also has a bunch of like big actors in it.
Yeah. Um.
Maybe I should watch that. It's been a while.
no,
Not saying we're gonna do an episode of it. I'm just saying I need to
no.
watch
Yeah,
it.
we don't have to make an episode of it.
I just want I just wanted this episode to be lighthearted and easygoing compared to the 4 hour long movie you made me watch, and then the technically well, actually more, four horror movies you made me watch for 2 episodes last week. So
yeah. I know. So it was nice.
power, light, and happiness, which it mostly has. I mean, there is some dark tones to it, well, as well, with the whole "we're gonna take your sister away from you" kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you catch that detail that why Lilo and Nani are under the watch of the government?
Other than their parents being dead, no.
Yeah, but like, do you know why their parents are dead and stuff?
She mentions it when she talks to Stitch about it. Like it was raining and they were going for a drive.
Yeah, and that's why she needs to feed the Pudge the fish in the beginning because he controls the weather.
Oh, yeah, I did not make that connection. Huh?
Because
That could have been something they.
she doesnn't want it to rain again so that someone else will get hurt.
Well, then it should have been raining when that would work because rain is sad, but it would also work then on a thematic level if it was raining when the house was destroyed and Bubble said, "I'm going to take you away."
Well, but she fed Pudge, so he won't let it rain.
Yeah, but Pudge is. Yeah.
Which kind of set off this entire like catastrophe that these few days are.
Yeah. Yeah.
She made sure she fed him so we wouldn't rain at least, but that fucked up everything else.
But I mean, I didn't pick up on that, so I don't think any kids did either. Like
No,
it should have
probably
been
not.
so it doesn't rain, so mom and dad doesn't die again, or something. Then because if it's for kids, that is way too subtle.
Yeah, that's true.
uh,
I mean, they even do show Pudge with this peanut butter sandwich in his mouth, so
they do.
yeah, when she's swimming in the beginning, um, and the camera kind of goes through a school of fishes. You see one orange fish with a sandwich in his mouth.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's just a cute detail that you're probably not supposed to notice that much. I think it's more like an Easter egg kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, have you seen Moana, Disney's
I
other
have.
Hawaii movie?
I love that one as well.
Okay. I was just thinking if there's any similarities, or if that one is because it's made in like what 2017 or something.
16.
16. If it has more of that, well, we need to be proud of our culture stuff, and it's like,
It does have more of the culture,
well, yeah,
but
it's
it's still
literally about a water god or whatever he is, or half god,
demigod.
demigod, yeah, half god, yeah,
Yeah. Yes, it has more of the historic, like the god stories for them,
yeah.
and even more of the language.
Okay,
Because in Lilo Stitch, like, yeah, they have the names and they like say a couple of
yeah, a
words,
few words here and there.
but it's mostly just like, I think it's like kind of like swearing. They just say it under their breath,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
or well, they use Ohana as well, but that one's just because it's tagline in this case. So,
yeah,
but in Moana, it's more um prominent and it's way more to describe their culture and heritage.
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
it's still in a good way. It's still respectful and still
It's not invasive. Like the
no
story is still that's
story is still
more
the
important.
yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And also they like made sure they had a lot of culturally appropriate actors to voice
Yeah,
them.
yeah, because this movie is it's whitewashed all over.
Yeah, it's pretty whitewashed. Yeah,
Because
I mean you do have Nani is voiced by Tia. I don't know how to say her
Tia,
last name.
Tia Carrere,
Yeah, she and
but she's
the
like
guy who
Filipino, isn't she?
maybe
So they're like, nah, they're Asian, whatever. I'm kidding.
no, she's Hawaiian.
Oh, she is. Oh, okay. I thought she was
Honolulu, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
And also, I think there was one more.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it was
Jason Scott Lee does David. I think
yeah.
he's from Hawaii, right? Yeah,
Well,
Hawaiian
technically,
and
he's born
Chinese.
in California, but
Well,
his
sure.
parents,
Well, yeah, and
yeah,
then technically Hawaii is
and
part of America, so
he's raised in Hawaii.
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's oh yeah. He's he plays Bruce Lee. Yeah, in the Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah,
Oh, and he's in the new Mulan movie. Yeah.
you
You
haven't seen that yet, have you?
no, I'm not
You
gonna
don't
watch
really have to.
it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna watch it.
It's not bad, but it's not the same as the animated one, and it kind
Yeah.
of feels weird that they even wanted to make like. Do you have to call it Mulan if you want to make the story completely different?
Well, it is this. Isn't it based on like a myth or folk tale
Legend.
or legend or something? So I
Yeah,
mean,
and they mentioned like the first line in the new Mulan movie is there's many ways to tell the legend of Mulan.
yeah.
So, oh, okay, this is just one of them, and the
Um.
original one is just one of them.
Well, then speaking of Disney and their live action remakes, did you know there were plans or at least rumors that they were going to do a live action remake of Lilo and Stitch?
What? How?
I don't know. I was just looking for pictures to put something in the background of the video here. Um, and it came up. I got like an old like news press, whatever that is, some news site. Where people it's probably from like 2017 or 2018. What does it say? Twitter has many complicated feelings about Lilo and Stitch getting a live action remake. Oh, that's USA Today. Okay, it was just stolen by newspress.com. And it actually says here Lilo and Stitch will join Disney's growing arsenal of live action movie adaptation. The project is in early development. USA Today has learned from a source who is familiar with the project, but not authorized to speak publicly about it. Let's see.
But why?
Oh, shit. Whoa!
It's supposed to be released sometime 2022. I think I found somewhere here.
Oh, they're still working on it?
Seems
Because
like
yeah,
it.
because they have that's why I thought yeah, it's from 2018 because there are tweets in this article from 2018, but here it actually says it's
The
unclear.
film was actually meant to begin filming this fall. This is an article from 2020,
Oh,
September
okay.
2020. But since there have been no new announcement, it's possible there have been delays due to COVID.
Yeah. Um and it actually says here and I didn't know this. Um they're like mentioning a Disney streaming service. Like it's unclear if Lilo and Stitch will be released in theaters or head directly to Disney's streaming service, which is slated to launch next year. But Disney
Which
Plus
is
hasn't been around that long, has it? It's like
no.
It's like from last year.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know about Disney Plus. Oh my god, my microphone. It's fine.
I'm seeing pictures
Oh really?
of what Lilo would look like apparently. No, not Lilo. Stitch would look like apparently. He looks awful.
Wait, show me.
He looks so creepy.
Send me the link.
Yeah, let me just pick one that actually has something that shows him. Oh. He looks like a gremlin almost, but bigger and blue. Please, let me back up, please. No, apparently not. I'm sending it to you in Discord. I have to, something like that. He looks awful. Like that, you would never, ever, ever get away with him being a dog. He looks like he's gonna be huge as well.
You Snopesed it?
Yeah, I just googled something. I just googled it, to be honest.
Okay, well, no. Listen, I'm just gonna say, and that's why I think this was, it's a dead project because Snopes has rated this as a false article.
Okay.
Then who knows? Why do we believe Snopes? I don't know, but people generally believe Snopes.
I'm just hoping it is because they. Sure, they remade.
Oh
like,
my god! Yeah, now I see the picture.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's not cute.
No, exactly.
Oh.
Like you can live action the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, sure, because he is a man-like creature at least. Stitch is literally an alien. He's not made to resemble any human form or earthly form. So like no.
No, yeah. Well, let's see here what it says. In Feb Okay. This is the origin of the stuff you found. In February 2020, Disney-related web outlets, whatever that is, reported that a live-action version of the Disney animated feature Lilo and Stitch was in the works. This one set to debut on the Disney Plus video subscription service. Yeah, so it's 2020. Back in October 2018, reports surfaced that a live-action remake of Disney's blah 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 blah. Since then, we haven't heard much on the project until now. We've learned that the production should begin filming this fall in Hawaii. Oh, I thought they were gonna like tell us why it's fake. It doesn't say why it's fake.
I'm not sure it's fake. It's probably just like they haven't gotten around to actually do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they won't, because you can't even find anything on the IMDb about it.
Yeah.
Like no, I hope they won't. I can agree with that some Disney movies are okay to like live action.
I don't.
No, but I can understand why they would do it, and I can see that it works.
Yeah, sure. But I really think Disney should like focus on doing
animation,
good movies again. Yeah. Do animation.
Yeah.
Or just make live action movies, but don't make remakes. That's all they do nowadays.
Originals.
Yeah, originals.
Again, 100 times. Original stories.
Originals.
Because even like Aladdin, sure, most of the people in that movie are human, so you can see it as something that you could make a live action out of. But they ruined the genie.
Oh yes, God.
Because they had to make him more human as well. It's like, but that's not Genie.
Yeah, that's like
a blue guy that some of the time actually floats.
And I mean that's and the fact that even that he's like just walking around most of the time. From what I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen clips. He isn't in his genie form a lot. He just walks around, right? Yeah,
he's in his genie form very shortly in the beginning when he's introduced.
Yeah.
But then, like, oh, you think I look weird? Okay, let me change my appearance, and he becomes Will Smith.
And that's like one of the most iconic characters in movie history. Yeah. Robin Williams doing the genie, which like he actually, much to the chagrin of the animators, he like created the whole like uh to actually like he not created, but he made it a thing to like ad lib his lines. Like he didn't follow
Yeah.
the script; he just said stuff. So they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is not what we
We have to
animated."
animate things now and correct
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
But sure, sure. I mean, it gave character. It gave so much character to him.
yeah. But that's also I might be misremembering, but I've seen some video about it. That is also kind of the start of where instead of having voice actors do voice work, they just got actual actors to do it.
Possibly.
Because he was so funny and it became so popular. So before that, you had your actors,
Your movie actors.
your movie
On
actors, your movie stars, and then you had voice actors who did
Yeah.
voiceovers. But then they were like, yeah, we should get Robin Williams to do it. I mean, they kind of sold the idea of Aladdin on having Robin Williams doing the genie.
Yeah.
And after that, it kind of boomed, like to have an actual star name to put on your poster. So I know it was kind of controversial, and not everyone liked the idea. And I can see that, especially if you're a voice actor. But at the same time, it's acting, so I think voice actors and actors should be interchangeable,
More or less.
more or less.
Unfortunately, actors have to have a certain physical standard most of the time,
Yeah.
which voice actors don't really have
Are
to.
you calling voice actors ugly? No,
No,
I'm
I'm just
kidding.
saying that people are very superficial in that sense.
Yeah.
But I have to say I'm not always a fan of normal actors doing the voices.
No,
Like,
sometimes it can be really bad.
yeah. Like I'm not a fan of the voicing of like Frozen.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't remember much. But no, yeah, that's true. I was thinking Idina Menzel just does the singing in that one, right?
Nope. She does the voicing as
She
well
does
as
as
far
well,
as I
but
know. Yeah.
isn't she a voice actress? Or
She
voice
was an
actor?
actor. She was a theater actress before
Oh,
that.
she is. I've only seen her in Frozen, and I know she played the wife in Uncut Gems. So I thought, oh, she's a voice actor who kind of
No,
got
she was
famous because of Frozen.
Broadway musicals,
Oh, okay.
more or less. Or I'm not sure which big theater scene, if it's in London or New York, but whatever. She's like a Broadway musical lead star.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then all of a sudden she does animated movies. I don't know. I mean, it
Yeah,
kind of ruins it.
I thought she only did the singing. So I didn't. But doesn't what's her name? Kristen, not Kristen Stewart. What the hell is her name?
I know who you mean, but I
Banks?
can't.
No, what's her name? She plays one of the sisters.
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell, right? I thought she was the voice, and Idina Menzel was the singing voice.
No, she's the voice of the other sister.
Oh, okay.
They're one sister each.
I watched the movie once, and I was like, nope.
Yeah. No.
But speaking of, I just remember talking about terrible performances, terrible voice performances. I'm not sure. Maybe he's more of like a pop star, but Jesse McCartney as JoJo in Horton Hears a Who is
Yeah.
fucking terrible. But maybe he's not an
Yeah.
actor.
He was sort of Disney, sort of, but he was mostly a singer, I think.
Oh, okay.
And I think he only got that role because of the singing part of the end of that movie.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
JoJo is the I think they're
That's
Who's
yeah,
that like
the one
burst out
son.
into
Yeah,
song
the,
eventually bursting the bubble.
yeah, it's the emo kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but he's a sort of pop star, right? Because there's a bunch of here. Jesse
But he was
McCartney, Get Your Shine On video short. I'm guessing that's a music video.
that's a music video, I think,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like a sort of a Disney music star that never really
Okay.
made the Disney movies properly.
But
Sort of. As far as I remember, I mean,
that
he used to
one,
be a fan, but yeah, no,
yeah,
he
'cause
kind of fell off my radar.
that one really sticks out in my head. Like I guess he's supposed to be like mopey and like talk pretty quietly and whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's just
true.
like, it's more like he's just, I'm going to talk really quiet and have no, like, emotions in my voice. That's it.
Is that okay? They're like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
go for it.
Oh,
Also, it feels like a lot of voice acting nowadays, not all of them, but a lot of the people that chooses to do voice acting in modern
chooses.
day chooses, how do you say
It
it?
is chooses. Yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah, it is.
To do in like at least from like 2010s and onwards. It feels like they're doing voice acting because they don't want to act properly anymore. Because I haven't seen a lot of those actors in on-screen roles after they started doing voice acting. I mean, I haven't seen Kristen Bell in anything since Frozen.
No, not to talk ill about Kristen Bell, but I'm thinking she kind of had a bit of a renaissance with Frozen. So she saw a new
Okay.
avenue of work. She's like, I'll do voices. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Hasn't she been in something?
I mean, TV shows.
Yeah. Well, she's a TV star, isn't she? From
I guess she is.
Veronica Mars.
Yeah, I guess she is. But
Oh,
I remember her doing at least more acting on screen. Now just like most of it from the 2010s and up is
voices.
voices
Yeah. Ooh, they're.
and just Frozen themed stuff, basically.
I was just looking at at Kristen Bell's IMDb. They're doing a reboot of Gossip Girl, and
I
she's
know,
she's
I
doing
know.
the voiceover still.
Yeah, because she is the original Gossip Girl
Yeah,
voice.
I know.
But I was thinking, like, did you watch Tangled ever?
Yes, I actually saw that in the theater.
Right? Really?
I did. It's pretty good.
With who? No
Uh,
memory.
it was my ex girlfriend and her little brother and their family. I
Oh,
think.
that's right.
Were you there? No.
No, but I remember. I remember it that you mentioned that it
Yeah, but
happened.
I'm mentioning it. Yeah, yeah.
I kind
I
of
think
the
that was
same
pretty good.
happened with but maybe that's not true. With what's his name? Zachary Levi, who played the guy Flynn Rider in Tangled,
Flynn
who
Rider.
voiced him. But then I'm not sure actually,
Oh
to be
well, no.
honest.
Hey
Maybe he
man,
did more stuff
Zachary
after.
Levi is Shazam now.
Yeah, but that was what did he do in between that?
He did TV, like 5 seasons of Chuck. That's his big thing. Chuck was pretty good for the
Oh,
first few
that's
seasons at
right.
least.
That's in between that.
Yeah, and I know he's done a bunch of TV and some voice stuff. But I know he's in a show called The Marvelous Miss Maisel. I haven't watched it, but I know he's in at least one season of that, which is a Prime Video show, Amazon Prime show.
Maybe I just watched Chuck and thought that he was like bigger than he is.
Well,
Looking at his IMDb now, he didn't do much like big stuff.
no, yeah, no. He had his breakout role was Chuck, and then he didn't do much more. That's why people were kind of like, they were a little flabbergasted when he turned up as Shazam, because people had they hadn't seen him since Chuck. Because people
He
don't.
played a nerd and now he's playing a superhero?
Yeah. And I knew he was around, but I hadn't watched much of what he did. So, um,
No, maybe I just didn't see him around. I don't know.
yeah. But that's what happens. They do one big thing. If they do one big thing and then just do a bunch of small stuff, you don't see it.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. And I mean, when they do one Disney movie and the character is popular, you do like 15 other projects with that
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
You have
Well,
to voice the like all the shorts and all the random episodes that you're gonna be on and the
it's the
Christmas specials and
It's the
all
Disney
that stuff.
prison. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we mentioned the other day, I'm sure it's not permanent, but Taika Waititi doing some of the best indie comedies of the last decade,
Yeah.
with What We Do in the Shadows and Eagle vs Shark. Um,
Yeah.
and then he got the chance to do the big Disney action movie, and he did it, and it was amazing. And now he's like an extra on The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He still did stuff after, but still, it's just like he went from 1 year making Thor Ragnarok to being the robot in one episode of The Mandalorian, or 2 episodes, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, you see that a lot with Disney. Even more now, but even when you look way back, you see like if you do one Disney thing, you're gonna pop up another Disney stuff because you probably sign a contract.
Probably. It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean it's probably a good thing because you secure work and all that, but it
Sure.
also makes me think of like the Judy Garland era of Hollywood
Yeah.
when they were like slaves to the studio and they were
The
giving like
studio
wake up
owns
pills
you.
to be able to work longer, and
Mhm.
you die penniless and alcoholic.
Yeah, we just have less of that shit now that you died
Yeah,
penniless and alcoholic.
yeah, exactly.
Well, less, but not none of it.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
It still happens.
Anyway, now we're shitting on Disney again. Well, we did talk
Yeah.
about Disney movies.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. But going back to the Lilo and Stitch movie, and watching it now again for the first time in how many years?
Not that long, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think I watched it last year.
Oh,
At
okay.
least.
Well then, but I was gonna ask you like,
Also, I keep going back. There's one channel on YouTube that does movie commentaries, and he did one on Lilo and Stitch, and it's hilarious when he notices it. So I've seen like bits of this movie 100 times in the last year.
is it what is it? Pretty much it?
No, it's a friend of theirs actually. Dylan is in trouble.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you mentioned him before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I was gonna ask you like, has anything changed since you were a kid? Like, is it still as good?
It's still as good. I just noticed more details. I think that's the
Okay.
only difference. Like I didn't pick up the Planet 51 Area 51 joke when I was a kid. Now I did. And like I didn't understand the Roswell reference that Bubbles does when he talks to the Grand Councilwoman.
Oh, right.
I was in
Yeah.
the end, he's like, I recognize you. He's like, yeah, Roswell. Oh,
You're
you
like,
had more hair.
Russell?
When you're a kid, you're like, what the hell is Roswell?
Yeah. Well,
I think that's the only like difference. It's still as endearing and sweet and pretty and all that stuff. And I still very much like the music.
yes.
The music is like my main part.
The
in this
music was
one,
probably
actually.
the best part of the movie. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the music. It was really good.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap it up there unless you have anything else to say about the movie.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Next week is your choice. I don't know if you have anything
Yes.
planned yet.
I have nothing picked out yet. I do have though, because I don't know if we're gonna let's reveal. We have a special episode planned for it's a while
It's about
there,
a month away.
more than a month away. Yes,
Yeah.
but the 13th of May, which is what do you call it? A red day here in Sweden, which means that
It's like a bank holiday. Sort
yes,
of thing.
yeah, exactly, a bank holiday. So we don't have to go to work. So we and it coincidentally happens to be a Thursday when we do these episodes. So we decided we're going to do something special. So Rebecca's actually going to be here in the studio. And we thought instead of doing a regular episode then where we just sit and talk, because then it would just be, oh, we sit and talk, but in the same room. We're doing a commentary track. And this one is actually going to be, a free episode, I think. Yeah, we're not putting it on Patreon, although there's going to be a bunch of commentary tracks. There are some commentary tracks up on the Patreon already. So you want to check those out, $3 a month, $5 a month. Anyway, and we were talking off air about trying to figure out a movie, because I really wanted to do another horror movie. So we'll do some fun movies in between, but then we're going to do a horror movie so we can get some nice reactions, jump scares, yeah. And
I haven't thought of a movie yet, though. So
okay, but I actually found one. It's a movie I heard about a long time ago, and I thought it kind of disappeared. It's called The Empty Man.
Never heard of.
No, it's an interesting story. I won't talk about it because then this episode will be another 20 minutes long. But let's just say it's a major release from 20th Century Fox, like the last movie they released before Disney bought them up, or the last movie they like owned. So instead of just releasing it like like some little indie movie like digitally, it had like a major release. Unfortunately, in 2020, but it had a major release, and they threw money at this completely unknown director who had an idea for a really strange idea for a horror movie, and they were like, absolutely, we're being bought up by Disney anyway, here, take our money.
Do what you want.
Yeah, almost like, I mean, that's not confirmed, but almost like a fuck you, like, the last movie we make is gonna be a really, really weird one. So it's a 2.5 hour, well, from what I hear, really creepy horror movie that is like weird and not at all mainstream, and they just threw money at it. And I've also heard it's actually really good. Unfortunately, it came out in 2020, so no one saw it, and it's just now, like in the last month or something, been released digitally. So I'm thinking we're watching The Empty Man on May the 13th.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, 2.5 hour horror movie. Why not?
Let's go for it. I don't mind. Scream.
Yeah, but that's for then.
Yes.
And of course, for the next Patreon episode, we're gonna do something similar to Lilo and Stitch, or we'll probably talk more about Iron Giant and more about childhood movies. So I'm gonna bring up E.T., which is another similar movie.
Ooh, yes.
So if you want to hear that, be sure to head over to Patreon. And for as little as 3 months, $3 a month, you get one extra episode each week. There's
3 months. You pay with your life for 3 months.
Yes, pay with 3 months of your life. No, $3 a month. You get the extra episode. You get to decide which movies we talk about in the future. Still looking for suggestions from our crowd. You get exclusive commentary tracks and videos, video commentary tracks, and a bunch of stuff. So I'd say it's worth the money. And also, if you're crazy and go for the $20 tier, you get all the stuff that the $3 and $10 get, but you're also an executive producer on the show, which means you have a say in what happens on the show.
You get credited in every video.
And you get credited. So be sure to at least check out the Patreon, see what you're missing. But
and you have other links.
Yeah, but if you don't want to do that, you can always check us out here on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, or if you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes or whatever, listen to us there. If you're not listening to us there, listen to us there. It's much more convenient, at least I think, to listen to a podcast than to watch one. So we're on, like I said, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher,
Podbean,
Google Podcast, Podbean. We're on Podcast Addict. We're on all the major podcast platforms.
Yeah.
So check us out there. And I actually want to have do some sort of crowd call out or whatever, where if you're listening to this or watching this, tell 2 friends about this. Make them watch the next one. Not make them, but tell them about it. Let's see if word of mouth can grow this channel a little bit. As a nice little prompt.
If you like what you're hearing. So.
Yeah, if you like it, of course. Or if you said, this terrible podcast with the 2 idiots talking about movies, tell your friends about that as well. That usually works.
True.
But that's it.
Yeah. That's it for today.
That's it for today. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. But until then, have a good one. Bye.